Would you be willing to spend $6,600 to make and return $67,000 in a year? Let me show you how that can be done in the trades. Let me break it down for you. I know it sounds too good to be true, but there's method to this madness. Let's dive into it. This is where the math starts mathing. In the union, you're going to have what's called working dues and quarterly dues. Quarterly dues are just as they sound. You pay them quarterly, whether that's every 3 months, or you can pay one lump sum payment. Every hall is going to be a little different. My union hall, I think it's $150, maybe a little more, but I just rounded and said it's $150 per quarter, $600 for the year. There's $600 right there, quarterly dues. And then you have what's called working dues. So every time I get paid, kind of like taxes, Social Security and such, I have what's called working dues taken out of my paychecks. That's for all working members. In my specific union hall at the moment, there is a 5% working dues that comes out. Pretty straightforward. So every time I'm paid, right off the gross pay, 5% comes out. Those go to working dues. Now, back to the original intent of the video. $6,600 to make right under $67,000. Let's assume, and most people I know are making well above this, you made $120,000 out of the union I work in. You're automatically going to lose 5%. In addition to the taxes and such, you're going to lose 5% to what's called your working dues. Those are automatically deducted, and that's where that $6,000 comes from. So, you've lost $6,000 to working dues. You're paying to play, whatever you want to look at it as. Then you have your quarterly dues. Say you pay that all up front at the beginning of the year, they're $600. Simple math, $6,000 from your working dues, $600 from your quarterly dues, $6,600. Now that is a lot of money, don't get me wrong. Most people working in the trades aren't millionaires, or else they wouldn't be working every day in the trades, if that makes sense. Regardless, $6,600 can do a lot of things for a lot of people. Now, you're probably thinking, hey idiot, $67,000, where are you getting that? Well, see, in the union, you get your take-home pay, and then you also get your benefits. So your take-home pay is going to be your hourly rate. In my local, it's $43 an hour. That is what's paid directly to journeyman wiremen in my home local here in Ohio. Then you also have your benefits. So you'll also hear total package. Your total package is going to be the total between your take-home pay and your benefits. Our total package in my home local is $69.73 an hour. So every hour I work between my take-home pay and my total between my take-home pay and my benefits, I get a collective total of $69.73. When I say take-home pay, I get that $43 sent to my paycheck, or that's what I make per hour, and then the remainder, so that would be the $26.73, so let's write this out, 43 plus, that's for my take-home pay, my benefits are an additional $26.73, which equals this number right here. Hopefully, up to this point, that all makes sense. So, the take-home pay is obviously paid directly to the worker. The benefits, that is also paid directly to the worker in the sense, but it's going to their benefits. So, we have a pension plan, we have an annuity, health insurance. This money right here, the benefits, goes to our benefits, all the things I just listed. So this goes back to this $66,825. If you take our benefits, which is that $26.73, and multiply that across the amount of hours you've worked in a year, once again, this is just a hypothetical number, but it will bring things into perspective. If you work 2,500 hours in the year of 2025, which most people I know are working well above this because of the abundance of overtime, which is not required, it's optional, and they're working it because it's here. If you take that 2,500 hours that you worked in a year, multiply that by your benefits, you come out to a total of $66,825. Now, that goes back to the original statement of the video. How does $6,600 make you nearly $67,000? Well, union dues and working in the union, of course. By you being in a union, you're simply put able to make money. So let's just put it all into perspective. Say you made $120,000 take home. And then you made an additional, let's just round it up and say $67,000, because with our pyramiding benefits, this is going to be higher than that. Let's just say $67,000. That's going to equal a grand total of $187K. So ultimately, you spent $6,600 to make $187,000. Now, I'm not exactly the smartest person on planet Earth, but I would take that scenario any given day. If someone told me, pay me $6,600 in return, I'm going to give you $187,000, I'm going to take that. Union dues do a lot of good. I can understand why people don't like paying dues. It's kind of like insurance. In my opinion, that might not be the proper way to look at it. But at the end of the day, union dues aren't made out to be this big scary thing. Obviously, there's different parts in the U.S. where working in the unions is going to be a little less slow at the moment, but that's the case with construction as a whole. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know. And as always, have a great day. Peace.